The series begins by introducing the protagonist, signaling the start of the story. And the protagonist is running through the streets, urgency evident in her every step. Meet Beagle, a fierce warrior ready for a fight, embodying strength and determination. Her two loyal friends are already waiting to join forces, ready to face whatever comes. On the opposite side, four girls are convinced they can win just by outnumbering Beagle and her friends. But Beagle teaches them a lesson they won't forget, defeating them with skill and strength. With a powerful punch, Beagle knocks down the leader, a brutal display of her capabilities. Victory belongs to Beagle and her friends as they celebrate their triumph with high spirits. But as they head home, tension brews when Diane arrives late, leading to a confrontation. Diane, feeling the pressure, decides to break up with her boyfriend right then and there. He gives it to her. This unexpected connection sets the stage for a complex relationship. 3 years later, the tides turn as Diane finds herself working at Beagle's father's convenience store. But just when things seem stable, tragedy strikes. Beagle's father falls ill. Suddenly, Diane is left alone to manage the store, feeling the weight of responsibility. Meanwhile, Beagle is still getting into fights, a pattern that seems hard to break. As Diane faces pressure from her classmates, she stands her ground, defeating them once again. But inside the store, business is slow, and the strain is palpable. Diane decides to hire someone, hoping to lighten her load. And that's when Beagle re-enters her life, applying for the job. Diane instantly recognizes him, and embarrassment washes over her from their past encounters. Although she wants to reject him, his confidence is hard to resist. And then, a twist. He insists on using the bathroom, leaving Diane momentarily overwhelmed. As fatigue takes over, she drifts off to sleep, unaware of what's brewing. When she wakes up, the store is bustling with customers, thanks to Beagle's unexpected presence. Diane hires him, but he imposes strict conditions that she accepts without hesitation. At the end of his first shift, something unsettling happens. He discovers missing money. His thoughts spiral into suspicion, questioning if Diane stole from the register. And just like that, Beagle follows her home, a sense of tension thick in the air. What will happen next? Will trust be broken or will they find common ground? As the tension escalates, a police officer arrives at the store, revealing Diane's questionable actions with the money. Diane's accusations spiral. As she calls him a thief, the stakes just got higher. He gets angry and it goes. In a heated moment, he defends his actions, claiming he only took the money to help his mother. And then he returned it before leaving. But what happens if the police come after her again? The tension is palpable. But what if he comes after her again? Despite the chaos, Diane takes a bold step. She apologizes and promises to manage store tasks. Still, Diane apologizes the next day and promises to take care from store tasks during that day. But Beagle accepts her apology only with one condition. She gets to relax while he does all the work. He does all the work while she relaxes and play with the cell phone. As the plot thickens, Diane meets her ex-boyfriend John, leading to unexpected plans for the night. And she invites him to a hotel that same night. He thinks it's a romantic gesture, but the truth is far from it. However, when he arrives he finds out that she took him there to train in the gym. When he arrives, he's shocked to find out it's just a gym training session. Diane receives a call from Dal sick. Meanwhile, Diane gets a call about a party gone wrong at the store. Chaos is brewing. And that they are messing everything up. In a moment of vulnerability, Beagle admits her feelings for Diane. It's a breakthrough, but will it lead to happiness? Diane, still half dazed, confirms the feelings, but reality hits hard. But wait, Beagle realizes Diane has a partner, and that revelation ignites a storm of anger. In a fit of rage, Beagle lashes out and storms off. A heart-wrenching departure. She hits him and leaves furious. The next day brings a heavy silence as Beagle clutches Diane's teddy bear. Meanwhile, Diane is out with Jog-Ju, but the past night lingers in the air. When asked about the chaos, Diane lies, claiming she was working hard. But the truth is a heavy burden, and it's about to come crashing down. As they leave, Diane's plans to fire Beagle for the party reveal a deeper conflict. Jo Hongju's cynical remarks hint at suspicion. Diane's involvement isn't as innocent as it seems. Diane's shame leads her to deny it, but promises she'll take action against Beagle. A confrontation is inevitable, and tensions are about to boil over. Diane accuses Beagle of letting friends drink for free, a clash of loyalty and betrayal. Beagle stands her ground, asserting they paid for everything, a moment of defiance. But will her bravery be enough to mend the rift or just deepen the divide? Emotions are raw, and decisions must be made. What will the future hold for Beagle and Diane? The stakes are high, and every choice counts as the story unfolds. Stay tuned as more drama unfolds in this tangled web of love and betrayal. A police officer threatens to shut down the store for illegal sales. The tension is palpable. Diane reviews the recordings. Security, desperate to save the store, Diane searches for evidence in the recordings, but finds nothing. With determination, Beagle sends friends to track down the boy involved. Beagle proudly returns with Diane. Beagle successfully finds the moment on camera. The store is saved. Manages to clarify it and saves the store from closing. Even after the victory, Diane continues to pressure Beagle, a reminder of his own past struggles. Just as things seem stable, tension rises again as he admits he can't fire Beagle. With the store enabled again, with the store back in action, Diane celebrates with a joyful dance, but surprises await. Beagle surprises him dancing in broad daylight. The atmosphere shifts as Beagle joins in the dance, a moment of connection. As they practice together, the store becomes a place of joy, if only for a moment. And over time, they both end up dancing on the same page. But lurking in the shadows, trouble brews as rude boys enter the tent, threatening peace. One night, when Beagle is alone in the tent, with moments of silence, tension escalates. How will Beagle respond? She stays silent the first time. The stakes are high, and the resolution remains uncertain. Stay tuned for what comes next. Beagle decides to stop being passive and confronts the thieves. This moment could change everything for her. With fury in her heart, Beagle fights off 3 thieves who have been stealing from a store. Can she stand her ground? A young boy witnesses the confrontation and records everything. What secrets will he keep? Beagle notices the boy, warning him to stay silent about the confrontation. Will he comply? Beagle walks away as if nothing happened, but the tension lingers. What will happen next? Jung-Chu realizes that Beagle doesn't fit the mold of Dear John's expectations. A twist in their relationship is brewing. Despite her doubts, Jung-Chu calls Dear John, asking him to treat Beagle kindly. Can kindness break the tension? Dear John receives a package meant for a coworker, leading to jealousy. Misunderstandings can ruin everything. Dear John's excitement over a package quickly turns to disappointment as he realizes it wasn't meant for him. What will this spark? As Dear John walks her home, he reflects on their complicated relationship. Will he confront his feelings? A warning is given about Jong-Yu not marrying someone poor, indicating that social status is crucial in his decisions. The next day, Jong-Yu clears up the misunderstanding about Soo-Yu, asserting their platonic relationship. Curiosity leads Diane to enter the newly opened restaurant, setting the stage for unexpected encounters. Meanwhile, Yujil is at home, dreaming of fame but caught in a web of bad influences. Yujil's desire for stardom clashes with her current friends, pushing her deeper into turmoil. Threats loom over Yujil, as her past actions may come back to haunt her if she ever makes it big. Just as Diane heads to the bathroom, Jiangju confronts those girls, leading to a tense standoff. The confrontation escalates as Jiangju faces the girls, unaware of the danger lurking. As tensions rise, Beagle's entrance shifts the balance, turning the tide in Jiangju's favor. In a moment of bravery, Beagle intervenes during an attack on Jiangju, showcasing true friendship. Jiangju insists on firing Beagle, despite her defense. This conflict highlights the brewing tension in the team, and pushes for her to be fired. With Beagle's fate hanging by a thread, the stakes have never been higher. Beagle tries to unwind, grabbing lemonade with friends. But the threat looms closer. In this moment of calm, she meets Kang, a familiar face from her past, trained in martial arts. Kang's presence brings a spark of joy, but danger is never far behind. Meanwhile, the gang leader plots revenge against Beagle for their earlier humiliation. This escalating tension sets the stage for a showdown that no one saw coming. Kang invites Beagle to a conference, recognizing her marketing talent. This could be her chance. But will this opportunity come at a cost? The stakes are high. As she arrives at the conference, she is taken aback by John's unexpected presence. During the meeting, Beagle showcases her marketing prowess, but not without a jab at Jiangju. Her words resonate, leaving a mark on everyone present. But what consequences will this bold move have for her career and safety? As tensions rise, Beagle's resolve is tested like never before. In the backdrop, the gang's plans for revenge are set into motion, threatening everything. Beagle's past actions are about to catch up with her in a way she never expected. The conflict is escalating, with both sides gearing up for a confrontation. How will Beagle navigate this tangled web of rivalry and ambition? Stay tuned. Diane's family is taken aback as their sales soar unexpectedly, marking a significant triumph for them, while Beagle is celebrated with an award for her outstanding performance. In a shocking turn, Beagle finds herself behind bars after fiercely defending herself from harassment. This moment highlights the intense struggle she's facing. Overwhelmed by anger, Beagle erupts after being insulted and compared to others, showcasing her fierce spirit and the battle within her. Recognition finally comes her way as Beagle is named Employee of the Month, an acknowledgement of her hard work and resilience. Diane receives an invitation to dinner, but it highlights the stark class differences between her and Beagle, intensifying the underlying tensions. At the restaurant, the atmosphere is tense as Diane feels out of place. Dear Jun feels out of place, doesn't understand the menu and ends up ordering what's closest to hand. Meanwhile, Yanu subtly highlights the social and economic gap between her and Beagle. The social and economic distance that exists between her and Beagle. On the way home, John's pride is hurt when he can't offer a ride to Yanu. Offers to give Yanu a ride. Feeling insecure about not having a car, he resolves to prove his worth. He doesn't have a car and feels less than. So, the next day, he spends all his money on a car, masking his insecurities. The next day, he takes her to work as if with that. As they arrive at work, a team wants to take photos of Beagle for the Employee of the Month award. Meanwhile, a team arrives at the store to take photos of Beagle for winning the Employee of the Month award. Diane is asked to carry Beagle for a photo, creating an awkward moment. And they swear it won't be published. Reluctantly, Diane accepts, but the gesture feels too intimate for just one photo. Although the gesture is too intimate to take just one photo. Piece later, Yuil takes a bold step into a singing competition, a moment that could change her life forever. But the surprise awaits right after her audition. She is surprised to see Beagle waiting for her. As she spots Beagle waiting for her, panic sets in, and she runs away. Beagle pleads to follow her dream of singing, while Beagle insists she return to school. A clash of aspirations unfolds. In this moment, Beagle is haunted by memories of her childhood, trapped under the weight of past burdens. Determined, Beagle decides to take care of her sister and carve out a path for themselves. Meanwhile, Kang finishes filming and notices Beagle's missed calls, driving him to seek her out. Kang makes his move, marking his territory as he asks for a moment alone with Beagle. When Diane and Beagle discover that their photo is trending online, panic ensues. Diane panics thinking that Jongju is going to see him and get angry. As Stin panics, he can't fathom that Diane is already moving on. Diane is out partying, leaving him in the dust. Meanwhile, Diane is on the hunt for Jiangju. But when he arrives, he finds her laughing with Konju. The jealousy is palpable as Diane feels like an outsider. Yet, Beagle is worried about Diane's silence. Tension mounts. Desperate to reach him, she warns him to keep his phone on. But trouble brews as Beagle is attacked by a gang. He finds her with Seonju. Diane rushes in just in time to sense something is wrong. But what he finds is shocking. Beagle suddenly collapses. His heart races as he takes her to the hospital. The doctor delivers devastating news. It's appendicitis. Diane tries to mask her concern with clumsy humor. But deep down, the gravity of the situation weighs heavily. He stays by her side, despite the chaos unfolding around them. Just what will happen next for this troubled pair? They hit him and run away. Diane stays by Beagle's side all night, trying to hide his concern. This act of care reveals the depth of his feelings, even if unspoken. Misunderstandings can change everything. Diane overhears a conversation about a viral photo and mistakenly believes Jiangju is upset. Beagle makes a bold move, appearing to defend Beagle from the girls who attacked her. A moment of revenge that showcases her strength. In a moment of clarity, Diane sees Beagle laughing with friends. This happiness shifts his perspective, and he decides not to fire her. But the story doesn't end here. As relationships develop, tensions rise, and secrets linger in the air. When he tries to hug her because it's cold, at a boat party, Jiangju tries to maintain distance, but emotional confessions are just around the corner. Jiangju finally confesses love, But will it be enough to change their relationship dynamics? As the days pass, unexpected visits and heartfelt gestures unfold, bringing new twists to the story. Bjel's happiness shines through as King brings flowers, igniting hope amidst the chaos. As Diane's mother arrives to care for Bjel, old wounds begin to heal, and understanding deepens. Diane makes a delivery personally, but it's not just any delivery, it's a moment of humiliation waiting to unfold. Despite the circumstances, he is happy with the sale, but the real challenge is about to begin. As he arrives at the mansion, he leaves the items behind, unaware of the humiliation that awaits him. And just then, Yangju walks in, shocked to see him there, setting the stage for a tense confrontation. His mother offers him money, not as a gesture of kindness, but as a cruel attempt to belittle him. Hoping to push Yangju away, she underestimates his pride. He rejects the money and walks away. Strongly noticing the difference in status between them, the weight of the moment is unbearable. Yang tries to reach out to apologize, but he doesn't answer. The gulf between them feels insurmountable. Feeling inadequate, Diane comes to a painful realization: she may never match that lifestyle. But the story doesn't end here. It's just the beginning of a deeper conflict. Feeling victorious, Bjel returns to the hospital, but Diane's insistence to continue working looms over her. In a moment of clarity, Bjel recalls Jiangju's wisdom, ultimately rejecting Diane's offer to raise her salary. Diane understands Bjel's struggles, offering a solution, but it only highlights the chasm of pride in her heart. Upon returning home, Bjel discovers she's been scammed, adding to her already mounting troubles. When she turns to the police for help, they're indifferent, leaving Bjel and her companion homeless and desperate. With no options left, Bjel is overwhelmed and gasping for a solution, lost in a sea of despair. Despite her dire situation, pride prevents Bjel from seeking help from Diane, demonstrating the struggle of self-reliance. The next day brings a glimmer of hope as Bjel decides to accept an invitation to rest. But will it be enough to heal her wounds? Exhausted and overwhelmed, she finally finds a place to spend the night, a small respite in her turbulent life. She steps out into the world, desperate for a job, but finds herself only offered a position as a delivery girl. But can't find anything except a job as a delivery girl. In a tense meeting, John confirms to Diane that Bjel has been officially fired, sealing their troubled past. And that way there will be no more problems between them. While making a delivery, tragedy strikes as Bjel suffers a serious accident. Her life takes a dark turn. When she returns, Usual's demeanor shifts. She pretends to be supportive while secretly plotting to attend a meeting without Bjel, but needs your approval to continue. In a moment of vulnerability, Bjel breaks down to Diane's mother, revealing the weight of her struggles. That night, Diane is sitting alone and suddenly sees something approaching and thinks it's a ghost. Jian fiercely protests against Bjel moving in, but his mother insists on her place in the family. But his mother stops him and as tensions rise, will Bjel find solace in a new home, or will the past haunt her forever? The following day, Bjel's antics escalate, adding a layer of chaos to the household. And Diane's father gets so scared that he faints and falls to the ground. The father's fainting reveals the absurdity of the situation, creating a comical yet alarming scene. And you can only imagine the disaster that could have unfolded had they ordered food. Diane calls Yenju, insisting on booking concert tickets, showcasing his determination. Insisting that I go. Meanwhile, Bjel tries to find out where his sister is, adding to his sense of isolation. Yunjul to find out where she is. Unjul's secret meeting with other girls hints at a deeper plot unfolding. As they prepare to form a singing group, the stakes rise for all involved. He runs into Bjel. Jen's frightful encounter with Bjel leads to comic relief, yet highlights the underlying tension. Sending her home, his frustration is palpable, setting the stage for future confrontations. During the performance, Yenju appears unfocused, creating an awkward atmosphere for both. Yenju shockingly declines a photo with the famous director Edward, revealing her insecurities. At that point, as she claims to have a headache, the tension between them continues to build, leaving us wondering what's next, what to do to see her happy. The tension hangs thick as Seo-jae lets her guard down. In the quiet of the night, Yenju and Seo-jae share a moment that brings them closer than ever before. Desperate to find Yual, Bjel turns to Kang for help, revealing the weight of her struggles. Taking advantage of his fame and contacts, Kang assures him that you will do everything possible. Bjel's determination shines through as she shares her sacrifices for her sister, how hard she has worked since she was a child to raise her sister, After a joyful award ceremony, Beagle's world shatters upon learning of Yenju's betrayal. If she dares to play with Dayan or cheat on him, in a heated confrontation, Beagle lays down the law, making it clear that Yenju's actions won't go unpunished. Later, Jongju decides to visit Dayan at her house. As the tension escalates, we see Dayan's frantic attempt to shield the truth. He panics and runs desperately to prevent him from what will happen when the secrets come crashing down. When he arrives, he doesn't see Beagle. The stakes are higher than ever as loyalties are tested and hearts are broken. Quickly before he comes back. However, stay tuned as the drama unfolds and secrets are revealed. And they end up sitting down to eat. Just as tensions rise, Dayan's mother drops a bombshell. Beagle will now live with them permanently. That announcement hits Yenju. Yenju feels humiliated and storms out of the house. But Dayan chases after her, hoping to mend the rift. Unfortunately, Yenju is not in the mood to listen. Beagle, feeling the weight of the situation, contemplates explaining everything to Yenju. But Dayan intervenes, fearing it will only aggravate her further. In a desperate move, Dayan decides to confront Yenju's mother. He pleads with her to stop meddling in their relationship. Reluctantly, she agrees, but her ulterior motives remain hidden. However, behind the scenes, she plots to undermine Dayan. She orders her assistant to contact Dayan's mother with a lucrative offer. While Dayan's family thinks fortune has finally smiled upon them, they are unwittingly entangled in Yenju's family schemes. At that meeting, overwhelmed by guilt after the breakup, Beagle makes a pivotal decision to move out. Beagle decides to leave the house and move out. This decision sets off a chain reaction that none of them saw coming. Kang immediately goes to the store to find Beagle and tell her the news. As Beagle faces an uncertain future, the stakes couldn't be higher. Will Dayan find a way to keep their love alive amidst the chaos? Kang discovers Beagle's unusual living situation on the rooftop, and he sees this as a chance to bring her into his life. He goes to see her and convinces her to move in with him. During a cozy dinner together, a girl captures their moment, hinting at a blossoming connection. And then Kang shows Beagle videos of Yunjil. Beagle beams with pride as she watches her sister's achievements unfold on screen. The next day he returns to the store, but then, Dayan enters the picture, burdened with a promise he must fulfill. Don't use violence again. Vigil's acceptance reflects a desire for change, but the tension is palpable. Afterwards, Dayan tries to apologize to Yenju and explain what happened. Dayan attempts to apologize to Yenju, but her rejection is swift, leaving him shattered. He makes it clear that they are not right for each other and walks away. As he walks away, the weight of despair hangs heavy in the air. Dayan returns to the store visibly affected and is distracted by working non-stop. Ian observes from afar, guilt-ridden and longing for a connection he feels slipping away. Wanting to see him because he feels guilty, Kang senses the unspoken chemistry between them, a love that complicates everything. Then Dayan is surprised when former colleagues from his former company stop by the store. But then, former colleagues drop a bombshell about Yenju's secret status, leaving Dayan reeling. Dayan, confused and upset, a young individual grapples with a stark reality. Their parents have a rigid view on social status, deeming love as secondary. The father's heart shatters as he realizes the depth of his son's affection for a woman deemed unworthy. As tension mounts, a warning echoes, a media scandal looms, threatening to unravel everything. In a heartfelt plea, Dayan urges Beige to prioritize family, reminding her of the bonds that truly matter. And in a moment of vulnerability, tears flow as Beige feels genuine concern for the first time. As the air thickens with unspoken words, Beige finally reveals her heart, 10 years of love pouring out in a single confession. Overwhelmed by the confession, Dayan collapses, a moment so intense, it alters their fate. Beige supports him, guiding him home, her heart filled with both love and memories of their past. As they walk, Beige reveals how long she has loved him, a secret she can no longer keep. In a moment of clarity, Beige recalls the day Dayan heroically saved her, a memory that strengthens her feelings. The next morning, Dayan awakens to a shocking realization. He is marked as belonging to Beige, a symbol of their bond. Meanwhile, in the store, Beige faces Kang with a cold demeanor, masking her inner turmoil. Kang witnesses the mark on Dayan's face, sadness washing over him, jealousy creeping in. In a moment filled with laughter, Dayan and Beige share a connection, contrasting the tension brewing around them. Just when Beige thinks she's found her place, Dayan surprises her by naming her the manager of the store, a true empowerment moment. The backdrop of a promotional collaboration sets the stage for deeper connections, as Dayan navigates his feelings while trying to maintain professionalism. But with Yang Ju's unexpected appearance, the complexities of love and ambition intertwine, challenging their resolve. With emotions running high, can Dayan truly leave his past behind, or will it haunt his present? Dayan finally reveals his feelings, confessing to Beej that he has moved on from his past relationship, a moment filled with hope and new beginnings. Kang's attempt to cheer up Beej adds another layer of complexity, as friendships are tested in the name of love. With a television interview on the horizon, will this be the breakthrough Beej needs, or just another complication? As the promotional ad recording begins, the stakes are higher than ever, blending ambition with personal desires. But just as things seem to brighten up, Kang steps in, warning Dayan to stay away from Beej, fueled by jealousy and concern for her well-being. Kang's protective instincts kick in, convinced that Dayan could end up hurting Beej, but will this warning push them apart or bring them closer? As tension rises, the question lingers, can friendship survive the storm of emotions brewing between them? As tensions rise, Dayan and King find themselves in a race to reach Beej first, a competition fueled by more than just speed. But as Beej prepares for her concert with Kang, Dayan is gripped by uncomfortable feelings. Is it jealousy or something deeper? Despite the challenges, Beej's performance shines bright. Receiving praise for her perseverance, she proves that true talent cannot be dimmed. As the lights fade, Beej receives a heartfelt call, a promise of a better life awaits, but will the shadows of jealousy linger? In this tangled web of emotions and aspirations, who will ultimately triumph, Dayan, Kang, or Beej? But as fame arrives, old friends resurface with jealousy. Will they become allies or adversaries? And while promises are made, the lurking shadows of the past threaten to overshadow the present. How will these complex relationships unfold? Can love survive the pressures of fame? As the past collides with the present, old friends threaten to bring Beej back down to earth. Will she stand tall? With stakes this high, the question remains, will jealousy and ambition tear them apart or bind them together? Kang confronts the group with unwavering resolve, demanding they protect Angel instead of harming her. They give in and leave. Kang advises his friends to stay away from the troublemakers, promising to keep Beej's secret safe. And she asks him not to tell Beejul anything. Kang promises to keep it. Despite the warnings, the girls sneak in another photo, escalating the tension even further. The next day, those girls return to blackmail Eunjul again. Desperate and cornered, Angel seeks out Beej, confessing her fears about the relentless blackmail. Desperate, Eunjul finds Beejul and confesses everything to her. To add a spark of joy, Dear John surprises Beej with a thoughtful gift, showcasing his support. Set up a small office inside the premises, Beej is overjoyed, embracing him tightly, a moment of pure happiness amidst chaos. Beejul is elated and hugs him tightly. In a selfless act, Dayan resigns, putting Beej's safety above her own ambitions. It becomes clear that Dayan resigns to protect her. The stakes rise as Yeonju realizes Dayan's resignation was to shield Beej from potential harm. Yeonju immediately goes to look for Dayan. Yeonju chases after Dayan, filled with regret, vowing to mend their broken relationship. Beejul witnesses that scene. Yeonju even offers him the job back, but Dayan remains resolute, choosing her path despite Yeonju's offer to return. A confrontation is brewing. Beejul decides to face the girls blackmailing her, a moment filled with tension. But as they meet, the situation escalates. The girls attack her, seeking revenge for a previous beating. Yet, Beejul holds back, remembering her promise to Dayan not to resort to violence again. Dayan uncovers the truth about the girls' malicious actions and the extent of their blackmail. Overwhelmed by guilt, Beejul breaks down, realizing how her past mistakes have hurt her sister. In a moment of desperation, Than finds Beejul crying, showing emotional support by restraining her, vowing not to let her go. Than's resolve is unwavering. He makes it clear he won't let her go, emphasizing the depth of his loyalty. But frustrations boil over as Beejul locates the girls, leading to another confrontation, a fight ignited by anger. This time, Beejul's determination shines as she takes action, seeking justice and reclaiming her narrative. Beejul takes the girl's cell phone, determined to clear her name, passing it to a journalist to publish evidence of her innocence. The evidence is clear. The video supports her claim, showing she is not the antagonist in this unfolding drama. King's explanation to the journalist sheds light on the intertwined fates, revealing layers of loyalty and past debts. King meets the journalist, clarifying his relationship with Bjel, revealing the past connection that binds them. As the story unfolds, the public perception begins to shift, thanks to King and Bjel's courageous stand. Yujel's gratitude towards her sister is palpable, as she recognizes the sacrifices made in the name of family. Dayan, feeling a sense of belonging, decides to return to his old company, welcomed back by his enthusiastic teammates. As King prepares to leave for work abroad, Bjel encourages him to pursue his dreams, a poignant moment of friendship. Their bond deepens as she thanks him for his unwavering support, a testament to their friendship. In a heartfelt moment, Bjel hugs King, acknowledging him as her best friend, solidifying their bond. In a final gesture, Bjel runs to hug King, solidifying their connection as best friends, leaving viewers yearning for more. And he accepts that friendship without resentment. Jun suggests that the store could use another manager to ease the load. Jun accepts. The new manager exerts unbearable pressure on Bjel, assigning her all the tasks to handle alone. How will she cope with this overwhelming burden? Unbeknownst to Jun, the new manager has been ordered to do the impossible job for Bjel, leaving her isolated and overwhelmed. As tensions rise, Jun makes a surprising confession to Faye, but her focus is elsewhere. What he feels, asking him to formalize. Faye, overwhelmed with exams, decides to postpone her answer, leaving Jun in suspense. Meanwhile, Jonyu tries to win over Jun's mother with extravagant gifts, further complicating matters. Trying to win her over, the new manager relentlessly charges Bjel with every task, pushing her to the edge. She faces the daunting challenge of reorganizing the entire premises alone. That night, Yang's mother insists that he should marry Jonyu, claiming it's the way to elevate their family status. But Yang is firm, standing up to his mother's pressure despite the expectations placed on him, and that such a union would take him out of poverty forever. This assertive stand leaves Bjel both surprised and relieved. She feels a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. Just then, Dayan makes it clear that he will no longer be pressured, asserting his independence. This leaves Bjel surprised and at the same time relieved. In that moment, Bjel feels a profound sense of not belonging, questioning her place in this family. As the pressure mounts, will she find the strength to navigate through these challenges? Bjel writes a letter to Dayan, revealing his intention to leave her behind, saying he is leaving and then disappears. And just like that, he disappears, leaving Dayan trapped in her memories. Unable to let go, Dayan is haunted by his absence. Meanwhile, Bjel finds himself working on a farm, trying to escape his past. But when he sees a boy being attacked, his protective instincts kick in, and he jumps in to defend him. He springs into action, showing no mercy to the attackers. With sheer strength, he beats them, leaving a trail of chaos behind. But the conflict doesn't end there. Dayan, desperate to find him, runs to the farm after hearing the news. However, trouble brews as the brothers of the beaten boy seek revenge. Dayan tries to mediate, attempting to calm the situation with her words. But tensions rise, and she finds herself facing an escalating threat. Just then, Bidwell steps in, confronting the attackers with unyielding courage. His bravery sends the boys fleeing, but the danger isn't fully gone. The boys get scared and run away. In the aftermath, Bjel makes a bold declaration: they must leave. For their calmness has caught everyone off guard. And so, he tells her he will be waiting back at the store, convinced she'll return. Dayan announces his resignation to return to running his store, a bold step toward a new beginning. Zhongzhu tries to convince him to reconsider, but Dayan stands firm in his choice. But he sticks to his decision. In a heartfelt moment, Bjel agrees to be with Dayan and decides to marry him. This marks a new chapter for both of them, as they embrace their future together. If you liked this story, don't forget to subscribe for more. Activate the bell and stay tuned for the next video.